referred to as the house Negro and the field Negro. Back during slavery, there was two kinds of slaves. There was the house Negro and the field Negro. The house Negro, they lived in the house with master. They dressed pretty good. They ate good because they ate his food, what he left. They lived in the attic or the basement, but still they lived near their master. And they loved their master more than the master loved himself. They would give their life to save their master's house quicker than the master would. The house Negro, if the master said, we got a good house here, the house Negro say, yeah, we got a good house here. Whenever the master said we, he said we. That's how you can tell a house Negro. If the master's house caught on fire, the house Negro would fight harder to put the blaze out than the master would. If the master got sick, the house Negro would say, what's the matter, boss? We sick. We sick. He identified himself with his master more than his master identified with himself. And if you came to the house Negro and said, let's run away, let's escape, let's separate, that house Negro would look at you and say, man, you crazy. What you mean separate? Where is there a better house than this?
Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining today. Yes, that was the voice of Malcolm X. And seeing Trump and Kanye together remind me of that clip. It reminded me of the speech that Malcolm X spoke of, the house Negro. I also was reading different articles, Don Lemon being one of them, and he referred to it as that meeting as a minstrel show. I will be leaving the link to his comments in the description area, but I agree with everything he said. It was. Now the two of them together, Trump and Kanye, that's a dangerous combination. It's like the crazies, and I shouldn't say crazy because I don't want to offend anyone. Let's just say the patients are running the asylum. The biggest patient of all is running this country. And along with Kanye, I know that you're looking for a father figure, but I guarantee you Trump is not the one. I kind of suspect that you wanted Barack Obama to be that figure, but when you kind of put that stunt with Taylor Swift and to say that Beyonce should have got the award, then President Barack Obama called you jackass, was it, or idiot? Which one? I think it was jackass. And to the world, it just seems like you're trying to get back at President Obama. You knew that Trump didn't care for Obama, questioned his citizenship, and just had a whole lot to say. But it just seems like, I'll show you, President Obama. I'll show you. Trump is my new daddy. That's funny. You could have picked a lot of people to have a strong male figure. But you have alienated yourself that nobody really wants to be bothered with you. And I hate to throw you away. So I'm going to just say, you go away for a little bit. I'll leave the light on when you write. When you take your medication, do what you're supposed to do and get right. I'll leave the light on for you so you can find your way back. Because you lost. You are lost. Not my president, Trump only wants you around because when you went on your last rant talking about slavery, the polls indicated that he gained some black supporters, and I think it was mainly men. So both of you guys are attention whores, so that's another reason why you're both at the White House, and to look at Trump's face while you were talking, Kanye. I mean, it's not a laughing matter. This whole thing is serious, but he had no clue of what you were talking about. I have no clue of what you was talking about because you really don't make sense. Now, some people say that Kanye needs a strong black woman in his life, a strong wife. Snoop Dogg said that. Let me tell you something, Snoop. Thanks, but no thanks. Who wants to be putting up with Kanye? And to be frank with you, I'm wondering why Kim's still around, or vice versa. But I just don't see the two of them even having a marriage until their old age. I'm not wishing anything. Their choice is their choice, but Kim went to the Kim went to the White House and spoke to Trump and accomplished something great by freeing Alice Williams. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Alice Williams. That was a good thing. I don't see anything coming out of you and Trump getting together. Now, Snoop, back to Snoop, while you're talking about what he needs. No, like I said, he needs a strong black male figure. Why don't you talk to him? And if you had, part 2 is necessary. You and Common and some other brothers get together and sit him down and you talk to him. You be that strong figure for him because he needs someone, but he don't want no black wife. He got just what he wanted, a non-black wife. And yes, I am pro-black, but I am not anti anything else unless you are a racist. And yes, I am anti-racist. Now, Kanye said himself that he does not identify, or Malcolm X, let me say what he said, is not relatable. He didn't want Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. And he thought of himself more like a Nat Turner. No. You must have just seen the movie Birth of a Nation and you just got it twisted because you're nothing like Nat Turner as far as putting your life on the line to revolt of injustices and the cruelty. Now that was the way Nat Turner did it. That was his way of doing things, and I'm not going to make excuses or anything. It is what it is. That's history. But Kanye, you have alienated yourself from the community. And I don't really think you care. You say you love people, you're throwing that word around, love. But I really don't think you know what love is. And people are referring to you, saying that you have embarrassed Black America. People are saying that you're a traitor. And people are calling you Kanye instead of Kanye, referring to you as a coon. Kanye. Interesting. So, that's just a penny's worth of my 2 cents. My opinion. And if you disagree, you disagree. So you can create a channel. I'll come on your channel and I'll listen. Your opinion. Just like it's my channel and it's my opinion. So if you disagree, disagree. But most people won't disagree how Kanye has been acting haphazardly, just saying things, and then when he tries to explain it, he can't even articulate. His explanation is all over the place. It really doesn't make sense. And I think that's just maybe my opinion. Maybe that's just he probably stopped taking his medication, and I wish you would take it. I wish you would come back. This whole thing with Kanye. Have you guys ever seen the Stepford Wives? This whole thing reminds me of that movie, The Stepford Wives, where the wife, her husband, and the kids come to a community, and there's a certain way that other members of the community was acting, but her way of thinking and a few other people that had recently moved there, they kind of looked down on, their independence and freedom, or the way they were acting, and then slowly they begin to change into what was acceptable in that community. Maybe Kanye is Trump's Stepford wife. That sounds silly, but... And I'm not saying I believe in cloning. I don't know. That's, I haven't researched enough on that, but something's happened to him. Or maybe he was just taking his medication all alone and like I say, he stopped, and now he's just going everywhere with his opinions and his actions and the statements he's making. But brother, you need to regroup, maybe take a long vacation. And like I said, I'll leave the light on for you. Not Motel 6, but I'll leave the light on for you just in case you come to your senses. So until next time, I know I was all over the place with this video, but I wanted to just put my opinion out there and what I thought of Kanye. I just haven't canceled him yet. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see if anything good comes out of this whole thing. So if you're not a subscriber, please do so now. And also hit the notification. And excuse me too, because for the longest I've been trying to catch a cold. The weather's changed, and it was hot and it's cool, and it get a little warmer, then at nights it's cool, and I'm not my best self, so excuse me for that. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I do appreciate all my subscribers, and I do appreciate the new people that have subscribed and have complimented my channel. I do appreciate you all. Thank you. And have a lovely, lovely weekend.